The element of surprise, when you hit upon something, sometimes by accident, and you go, oh, like I didn't mean to do that, and it's kind of wrong, but it sounds cool. I think, it's important to kind of embrace the rawness and the rough edges, because that's what makes music and art exciting. A lot of times music is a vehicle for me to kind of find out like how I'm really feeling about something. I started out doing music because it was really the only way I could express, the kind of feelings that I had that I really couldn't, there was no other way to do it.
How has your music progressed in itself from when it started?
I knew nothing about programming a synthesizer when I started producing electronic music. So that was a big learning curve and a great journey of discovery. Learning how like those really cool sounds that I heard in the clubs when I was first inspired, learning how to make them. A friend of mine, my friend Kent, who I started collaborating with, is a really excellent synthesizer player. He did this part here, that part. And in progressive in particular, a lot is about texture. It is about creating those kind of trippy sounds, those things that are kind of, otherworldly or kind of put you in a different frame of mind, a different state of mind. Of course, the kick. And then I thought this, this little effect here, I probably should turn it up. In fact, this is what I thought when I listened to this recently. A little louder. And then
You have studied acting in the past and performed in a rock band. How do you see your training from then being implemented into your career now as an electronic artist?
I've started putting guitar into my tracks now, and it's kind of cool. It's challenging to find a way to make electric guitar work in synthetic music. For me, a lot of the beauty of electronic music is the textures, that you get sounds that you just can't get from, acoustic instruments or even electric instruments. So incorporating guitar into it, I want to make it sound not like your typical rock guitar sound. So I've been doing things like trying like a lot of effects like tremolo and chorusing, flanging, wah-wah pedal even. So trying a lot of different things to kind of make the texture a little more interesting than your typical rock guitar sound. All right, and here we go. Okay, I think between those I probably got something. So I'm just gonna leave that.
There aren't many DJs who sing and act. With that being said, have you always been comfortable with standing out and being unique? Or is that something you're learning to be comfortable with?
Singing live with a DJ set is definitely something it took some time for me to get used to it. So I was focused at first just on what I consider the fundamentals of DJing. Finding great tracks, number one, putting them together to tell a story, getting people to dance. So the idea of singing, when I started putting some vocals in my tracks, at first it was really, I just did very sparse vocals, more like almost like an effect, like another texture. And as I did it more and more, I just got the urge to get a little more into like, almost like songwriting. First, I had this, I'll play you the original here. It's like that. I feel like a soldier. So the first thing I did was put Decapitator on it, for a fight, which is under the gun, kind of giving it a little bit of crispiness, and then all wound up, EQ, the world on my shoulder, kind of making it like a telephone-like quality, like old telephone-like quality. Under the gun. And then I put a slight delay on it to move it. You can't probably hear this in the mic, but it spread it out left and right. So when you put it together with the original, ready to run, the whole thing ends up and more kind of like psychedelic. The day is dark. I feel like a soldier. So the original again is like this. The day is dark. You know, just pretty plain. I feel like a soldier. Then you add the effects. Braced for a fight. Then I took that and I mixed it down, and then I did some more effects on it. So now this is the mixed down one. The day is dark. I put more saturation on it. I feel like a soldier. Then some delay. Braced for a fight. Some reverb. Under the gun. More reverb. All wound up. So there you have it. Sounds like that. The world on my shoulder. And then there were, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Eye on the clock. So I had this delay in the background. Ready to run. The day is dark. So, you know, just cranking up the psychedelic effect. Especially now that I started writing vocal tracks. You know, now I'm writing lyrics. That's a whole other level of
Another
digging
way to
in.
express yourself.
Yeah, and absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Do you feel your destiny is written, or something that you write as you go?
I think it's something that develops as you go. I mean, I'm taking like a coaching course. It's not really a course, but a program of coaching from a guy named Mike Monday, who is a great electronic music coach. And one of the things he talks about, he has a theory with regard to like a personal style musically, which is your personal style, like your own unique sound, is kind of like the horizon. As you move toward the horizon continues to move away from you. So you never really reach a style. Your style is always evolving. Someone else said once that when you write a song, it kind of marks a moment in time. Like that's where you were at that moment. Later on, you know, you might look back and you're like, well, that's not what I sound like now, but that's where you were at that moment.
Who is your support team? Who do you look for, you know, to that you confide in?
So musically, I have quite a few people that I consider part of my team. One is I have a vocal coach. I got back into singing after not singing for quite some time. For a long time, I was just producing instrumental tracks. She's helped me quite a bit. Her name's Wendy Parr. She's a great vocal coach. Mike Monday, as I mentioned before, is a great music production coach and like artistic direction coach. Often when I finish a rough draft of a track, I'll send it out to 5, 6, 7 people and get their feedback, and it really helps me kind of zero in on the things that where the track might need work.
In a world where music doesn't exist, who would Tim Robert be?
I guess I wouldn't exist. I don't know.